know, probably not most of you. A lot of you on here know Rob, but some of you have probably not ever really gotten a chance to talk with him. So this is Rob Heffley, and he's my sponsor. He lives in Russellville, Arkansas, for those of you who aren't from Arkansas. And his wife is a diamond, and Rob's probably going diamond this month. Are you still on track, Rob?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. So he's a sapphire. He's very, very close to hit one of his big goals. So we'll let him tell a little bit more about himself to you, but get your notebooks ready because he always has a lot of good insight to say. So
I don't know about that.
You go, Rob.
No. Hey, guys. Excited you guys are on here tonight. I know, like, August is, like, the worst month ever for most of us, except for the ones that got kids that go back to school and probably, like, celebrate and party at home right now. But one of the big things about August is I always know this is kind of like a new beginning. No matter where you're at in this business, just starting or going, like, you to go all in, or some of you might need to do a restart, But I think back to myself. 2 years ago, we started the business in June, and Jessica joined, and I kind of joined reluctantly with her and didn't really do anything. And she worked it and found out in August she'd won this trip to Leaders Retreat, which is coming up in October. And 2 years ago, I didn't want to go. I was like, no, I just don't want to do that. Because I was traveling in September. I already knew I was going to travel a lot. In September, I traveled like 24 days. And I didn't realize how big of a deal Leaders Retreat was, or even what it was, really. And Jessica was kind of in the middle of that contest, and she ended up winning. She was gold. She just went gold, and she won $2,000 3 months after joining, like a check they had. Like, kind of blew my mind. I was like, is this really a real deal, kind of deal? And what happened was she drug me to Leaders Retreat, and I had a good time. I really enjoyed myself, had fun, and kind of started building my belief in Plexus. But what happened was I showed up there with a guest pass on. I was Jessica's guest, so I wasn't a nobody. And she also won this other thing. It was a dinner, an executive dinner, and it was all these diamonds, and sapphires, emeralds, and people doing really well in the business. And Jessica was gold, and I was a guest. So I really didn't belong there, but it was like they checked your badges and what shoes you came in. And our name was on the list. And I never forget, we sat by a table by Sonia Dudley. If you guys don't know, she's one of first generation diamonds, and she's really, really she's really sweet to us. And but I was sitting there, I was around her. I met all these people, but what happened was I was around these people. It kind of was like, hey, these are normal people. There were some beautiful people, and there were some very intelligent people, but it was like the belief started to build in me that we could do this. And the reason I knew who all these people were is because Jessica watched Diamond Docs in our bed every night. I hated them. She watches Diamond documentaries every night, but I was there and kind of watched too. But so I knew who these people were, and the successful ones. So I kind of had an idea, but I wasn't even really working the business. And that was really kind of my first taste, I know some of you are probably going to Leaders Retreat. Some of you don't even have close to it yet. But I want to tell you, like, no matter what, next year, or make sure, go to events. January after Leaders Retreat is Super Saturday. Then convention next June, and Leaders Retreat again will be next October. These events are what really changed my view, and still changed me. Every time I go, I completely dumbfounded. I was in Vegas and this year at convention, and I was just kind of in awe, and to see people being very successful with this business, seeing awesome testimonies and seeing so many things. But I was one of those people that I got my stupid phone. I thought I had it somewhere. Hold on a second. So sorry, guys. I had an alarm for this meeting on. For some reason, it was on snooze. Probably why I was like a couple minutes late. Turn it off. Apologize so much. I'm that guy tonight, causing everything not to go right. But sorry about that. But what happens, what I'm saying about events, they're so important. I know some of you are like, events, I'm not that kind of person. Well, I'm not really, I didn't think that'd be for me either. But I always get surprised by the people I meet, by the information I gain, because there's always something that happens there at these events that I really help me work my business. So, like, going forward, I say, if you don't make Leaders Retreat or not, I understand. But, try to make it Super Saturday in January. Try to make it. We have big meetings, coming up. There'll be some in Little Rock. If you're some to your hometown, ask Lacey, we'll find a place because that encouragement, when you're around other people that are doing this business, that encouragement helps so much, just being able to connect to people. But when I would say what time is, there's times like this month, I feel like August, I feel like the summer's been kind of a downer for some. And some of us were just enjoying vacation. I was doing that too. I traveled for quite a bit this summer. But what happens is our business, MLMs are really forgiving. So no matter where you're at, if you're in the middle of doing awesome, or if you're in a slump, you can always start going back, and you always start your business. You can always jumpstart it. But it all starts with you. It's not your team, it's with you. Whatever you want to do, you've got to do yourself. You got to be growing yourself. You got that personal growth, whatever you're reading, whatever you're putting in, listening to the podcast, all those things, whatever you're doing, every day you got to be feeding that, because that is what that personal growth that you have will grow your business. There's a direct equivalent. We talked about multi-level marketing businesses. Plexus is really like personal growth with monetary incentive. Because the more I grow, the better my business does. The correlation is so there. And so many of you are reading books. I know Lacey's, we talk about different things, different book studies and different videos. And that's such an important part of this, because if you're not doing that, I almost always see my business is flat when I'm not pouring into myself. I'm not doing the things. I'm not leading the way I should be leading. I'm not doing everything that I should be doing as far as that. So it's always that responsibility to get back in there, because I can only lead so far. And if I'm not willing to go so far, my team's not going to go past me. Very rarely will, people underneath will be past you it just doesn't happen that often. So I just challenge you all, no matter where you're at, personal growth, start there first, start with yourself. Once you get there, you can pass it up to your team, and you can keep going and go towards wherever you need to go. And don't stop. I look back and, if Jessica wouldn't have went through this, I would have never made Plexus, but she pushed through the hard part. No matter what, there's going to be hard days, but, know what your why is, remind yourself what your why is, and just keep going. And that's way too much, Lacey, but whatever you want, what do you want to know or ask, or that's just kind of a lot of my thoughts today. Lacey, are you on mute?
Sorry. I was on mute. My dog was squeaking his toy, so I muted myself. Okay, guys, so this is a time for you kind of got to hear Rob's story and just some encouragement. Every time I listen to him, I'm like, yeah, you're so right. He's literally, I don't get to talk to all of you guys every day, but I talk to Carrie every day. And so then some of you are on Carrie's team, and it trickles down. So it's kind of like Rob's and our relationship. We talk almost daily, and then it kind of trickles down. But so even though, I talk to him all the time, but I'm still like, yeah, you're so right. This week's been horrible about reading books, and I always have 2 or 3 books going, but I haven't read a book, any of my books this week, which, giving myself some grace with back to school, but I can feel myself it's at the back of my mind, so, totally feeling you there. I'm like, yeah, Rob. So, anyone have any questions for him? I'm sure there's no silly question, so if you have anything that you're curious, it can be about his journey, Jessica's journey, or, anything. And it can be for me or Carrie or anybody as well. But trying to think.
I do.
Amy has one.
So I read the 4 Color Personalities book, and I absolutely loved it. And now I'm just color personality, everybody. I love it. But I want to know what I need to read next. I just don't know where to go now from that.
I'm really, you've read Millionaire by Halftime, haven't you?
I actually haven't.
Okay.
That was what I was thinking I would read next.
I would read that. I always like Millionaire by Halftime and 4 Color Personality book are kind of the places to start at, because Millionaire by Halftime is kind of the dummies for MLM. That covers everything. It's one of those things that after you read it, you can pass it on, because there's homework. Do the homework in the back of it, because it tells you how to use social media. It tells you how to talk to people. It tells you about finding your wife, stuff you already know, but reminds you, even the Frank system of these things. And Presley Swigert, I really like his stuff. just because he just breaks it down. He's got some short videos too that I still use that I send to people. But I always, those are my two favorites, because they really talk about yourself, and with also the 4 personality book, I'm really big about, after you learn how to use that to post too. Post stuff for lifestyle, post stuff for reds, they're competitive, post stuff, in the greens, analytical, but use that just how you post too and how you talk to people, because that's such a big deal. Because a lot of times I actually talked to a person from another company today, and I asked her why. I was like, why do you not ever post about your products? And she's like, I don't have to. And I was like, well, you're not getting the benefits of your products. You're just talking about how you can make money, and that's it. And I just kind of asked her, I was like, you're missing those people, the greens, that, that part, and also the yellows that want to help people. I'm like, you're missing. I explained that to her, and she thought I was crazy, but I was like, you're not, just because she's like, well, I don't want to be like Plexus, or I don't want to be like Havocare and these other companies. I'm like, you're not being like them. I'm saying if you believe in your products, you should post of what they are and what they do. And so use that to learn how to post too. But I would really say Millionaire by Halftime. I also, I'm looking in the books behind my computer right now. Anything John Maxwell's always good too. I just, most people I read a ton, and always got something. And some are good, some are bad. But like anytime book ideas, or if you have kind of an area you want to work on too, we have a ton of, just stuff we can say, hey, use this one. Or this one's kind of where you need to go next. But I would say Millionaire by Halftime and the 4 Colors books, because those two you can pass on to help build your teams and help build people immediately. So it's a long answer to short.
That's really good. I'm restarting the Strengths Finders book, like 2.0 or something.
It's only 27 pages long.
No, it's longer than that.
But you only read 27 pages, and the rest of it's how you read your thing. So just finish it.
Okay. I started it, and then I started reading something else, and I kind of went back to it, and like there.
You only read like the first 27 pages, and after that you take the test, and the rest of it explains the test.
That makes sense. I haven't got very far into it.
Gosh.
The 15 Laws of Growth by Maxwell. It's really, I'm really enjoying it.
That's a great book. That one, I think, Developing Leader Within You, 21 Irrefutable Laws, those 3 are some of my favorites. You guys are way too quiet. Ask anything you want. You can ask a question. It don't matter.
So we have a couple guys on the call, and some of them are brand new to Plexus. What are your best tips for guys that are starting the business?
The biggest thing was, man, I just did not want to be I see all the Mary Kay Pink, and I was like, boo. And I didn't want, I thought the masculine part, and I've really had to fight for more masculinity in Plexus, I feel like. But I feel like it's one of those things like, the color of money is green. So, it's one of those things that you can make money and be successful, and you can learn a lot about yourself too with Plexus, because the products, there's only one gender specific product, and that's a breast check kit. And some males can still use that too. But so everything else, is out there. Use it, learn about it, know about it. Because at CrossFit, we have several people in our CrossFit now that use Plexus products, and our CrossFit's an Advocare gym. But you got to constantly, you got to know your stuff, and you got to know how to use it, know how to talk about it. And don't be afraid, because here's what happens. There's always going to be, there's going to always be no's. There's going to be like negative people. There's going to be people that do not support what you do or say or don't understand. But, the negative people, they have their own issues, and I just let them kind of do their own thing, because just don't be afraid. Hey, buddy, I'm working. Go next, mommy. No. And sorry, guys. But you can say hi really quick, okay? But don't be afraid. Say hi, wave. Look, everybody's waving at you. But don't be afraid, sit there, because here's what happens. Nobody. Right. Take it to mom. So I'm a real pushover. Here's what happened.
You won that fight.
Yeah. But don't be afraid to sit there to do stuff, to learn about yourself, to know what you got to do to grow. Because so much of Plexus is about personal growth. And what I realized, none of those people that make fun of me are paying my bills. None of those people are buying my meals. None of those people are doing, none of them people are taking care of me. And what happened was all the negative people, I feel like people that made fun of me, they got replaced in my life. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna hold on one second. I'm gonna talk to Jessica to take care of him real quick. So I'll be back.
You're fine.
Here, buddy. Come on.
So what he was saying is that none of those people were paying his bills or anything, so he kind of pushed through and kept posting, and kind of the same thing that we've all been encouraging anyways. But it's nice to hear someone like at the top say that. I mean, I think even to hear him say it now, like he kept pushing through, and they do, and they really did, because it's hard to see people like that are already at the top think like, oh, they didn't have to deal with anyone, the haters and stuff, but they did. They had their own share of people making fun of them and telling them they couldn't do it, and unbelief, and they really have had to push past that and find the belief in themselves. So, yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I'm sorry, guys. So unprofessional, but like Lacey said,
I'm not professional around here.
We have haters. We still have hate. We have haters that are family. One of my closest friends still hates on me. One of my mentors hates on me, but they don't understand. That's one of those things I think, and I can't make them understand. I just have to love them where they're at, and sometimes I have to distance myself, and I have to realize what's important for me and my family and my business. Because some people are just mean, and but those people, I try. God's really replaced those people with good people in my life. That just good friendships and good things. Plexus has brought so many good friendships, and that's one of those things. Don't worry. And guys, just definitely, if you're not in the man cave, get in the man cave. Because I try to post stuff in there. Other guys, and I got some more videos. I know Jared Abart's put a bunch of 3-minute videos out with the guys asking questions, and there's gonna be some more. But there's more guy stuff. Like we have this last week, one of the board members actually called me and asked me what I thought about the contest, and I was like, "Are you gonna double points, or are you gonna do something to help people out?" And I told him I didn't think it was fair because And today he called me again and said, "Hey, what did you think about the changes?" And I was like, "Thank you," because I felt like we're listened to. I was like, I'm really still a nobody, but I was like, some of the things I asked about, it was like we got knocked down a little bit to help some people they were close to making it to Leaders Retreat. But Lexus is still a new company, still learning, but this thing about they're still listening to us, which is good. And always just the journey's not always easy, but it gets better and better. And every day I think about this. I could be picking up rocks. I could be on a gas pad in the middle of Texas, nowhere, North Dakota. But I was like, I'm getting to do this. I get to take my kid to Mother's Day out, and I get to do Zooms and like this at night and meet a lot of new people and go on fun trips. So life's better, a lot better.
Are all of you guys, Greg, Steven, and Aaron, and is it Josh, Christy's husband, Josh, right? Yeah. Are all of y'all on the Man Cave page? Okay. If you're not, let us know so we can get you on there. Sometimes we miss people that fall through the cracks.
No girls.
And then something else I want to. Yeah, no, we're not allowed. Something else I want to say that Rob and Jessica, he was kind of talking about, but some of you are new on here, that just because people are ignoring you now or saying no now or they haven't caught your passion yet, like a lot of people, especially people that are closest to me and closest to Carrie, I can speak for her a little bit. We've had this conversation. They kind of come around once they see that you're sticking with it. Like sometimes the people that are closest with us haven't bought in yet, for whatever reason. They think they know us the best, even though, whatever, maybe we were wishy-washy about something in the past or whatever. But so sometimes those people take a little bit of time to buy in. So don't get discouraged and write them off. And they've been your friend for 10 years. They haven't bought PlayStation yet. And you're like, well, whatever, you're gone. Like, keep them around, give them time, and they'll come around. Most of the time, people come around, and there are people still coming around that are still asking questions, the right questions. So
Consistency is the most important thing. Like consistency, no matter how in your life, like you might not have any kind of influence because you weren't consistent, but consistency with this, it brings people around. People come around in your life because they see like every day they're doing the same thing. So don't be afraid. That the more consistent you are, the longer you are, people say, hey, this person is, and a good way to think about this. How many people have seen somebody post on Facebook, hey, does somebody know a Mary Kay lady or somebody know an Avon lady? As the more consistent you are, you become the Plexus person. And that's where, because the people's like, oh yeah, they post about it. They know, they send people to you because they know that, that's part of your identity that you do that.
And I know over the summer, our posting kind of got harder because of, what we could and couldn't post. But just this week, they released that huge email that we are able to post approved before and afters and all those things. And so it's getting easier. Those things are getting better for us. So
yeah. And also on Plexus Journeys, there's a ton of those people posted. You go to Plexus Journeys and get the pictures for the before and afters. You can use those. And if you're not on that page too, you guys can be added to. But that's a good place to find them.
We'll post that link tonight on our team page. If you're not on the Plexus Journeys page, it's a lot of testimonies and before and afters. But Rob has another team call he has to get onto in a little bit. So if there's nothing else, we're going to call it a night. Anybody else have a question or anything? No? Okay. Rob, thanks so much for being on here with us.
All right. Thank you guys. You guys have a good night.
We appreciate
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you next Thursday.
Bye.